How y'all doing?
I'm good, Nick. How are you?
There we go. Good.
I guess what's the mood of the team at this point? One game left in the regular season, and then I guess sounds like everybody wants to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, people are definitely upset after the loss, but Clawson's 24-hour rule. So now we're over it and we're on to the next one. But definitely felt like we left a little bit on the field. We fought hard, but after everything that went on beforehand with the plane ride and everything and not playing for a month, I mean, it was understandable, but still we wanted to perform better. But now we get to go out next week and just prove that we can be back to where we were.
It's kind of a difficult balancing act, I would imagine, between wanting to play better, obviously, but then also keeping it in perspective that you guys hadn't played in a month. Clausen told us that you guys fell out of football shape in that time. Like that, is that kind of the struggle the last couple of days of keeping both of those things in perspective?
Yeah, we were conditioning more during practice to kind of help us get back into shape, and it was honestly weird not playing because you get yourself into a routine of doing the same thing during game weeks, and to have it switch up like that, it was definitely weird.
What did you do during that month? Like, what do you fill your days with?
A lot of whenever we could, I was getting a lot of like operation work with Jacob and Murph, but whenever we weren't allowed to like be around each other, when we were kind of keeping our distance, I was either kicking by myself a little bit or getting in an extra lift if I could. And honestly, at the time, finishing up finals.
Hunter kind of touched on this a little bit, Nick, but you see teams across the ACC making decisions to go ahead and finish their season and go home for the holidays. Do you feel like that your teammates and you have decided that, yeah, you definitely want to participate in a bowl game? Is that something the team is fully supportive and behind?
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone wants to finish out this season, and first we got to play Florida State, and obviously that's what everybody's mind's on. But we obviously want to be able to beat Florida State and go into a bowl game and finish with a winning record. I feel like that's what everyone wants. I feel like team morale's getting higher and higher, and I personally want to go to a bowl, and I want to finish with a winning record because of just how Wake's been in the past and how Wake's growing in the future. We want to continue on that track of getting better and better each year. So, yeah, I definitely feel like everyone is excited and ready to go to a bowl.
Nick, Wake Forest has been to 4 straight bowl games, something they've never done in school history, and apparently, it's going to be a 5th straight. Why do you think that is, that consistency? Where do you think that all comes from? And I think pretty sure you guys are 3-1 in those bowl games.
Yeah, I think it comes from Coach Clausen and the coaching staff, and it starts with recruiting. I mean, they don't just recruit good football players; they recruit good people. And when they come in, they are ready to work. And they go to work even if it's from starting or if it's playing on scout team. Everyone knows their roles, and everything goes into play.
Do you think that helps in recruiting a little bit when you can say that, we've been to bowl games? I know that's what kind of a lot of the recruits like to hear.
Yeah, I definitely think that helps with recruiting. I mean, when you can show the kids like all the cool gear and stuff that you get when you go to bowl games and the nice rings that you get when you win, yeah, I definitely think it helps whenever you're recruiting a young kid coming out of high school.
Nick, how bad did the wind get Saturday, and what's kind of the key to kicking in those situations?
Oh, my goodness. The wind was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I don't know if y'all saw on this my second field goal, they couldn't even get the net up in the air. It was literally in a knot. But, I walk you through what I had to do. So, on the first one, the wind was a little bit of right to left, and so I aimed since I was on the left hash, I aimed for the right post and let it kind of draw back in, kind of like a golf shot, if you will. And then felt like I was at a shorter distance on the 30-yarder, and I was hit it down the middle and let the wind carry it. But yeah, it was definitely a weird wind. It was kind of swirling a little bit, but had to get a lot of kicks in before practice or in before the game to kind of get a feel for it. But I did not like it at all.
How unusual is it that you have to play the wind like that? I mean, how many out of a 12-game season, how many times would you say, okay, I got to start this outside the post and let it come back?
Probably at least like 8, because even our stadium, our wind can be bad sometimes, and it can switch and swirl, and I have to play a different kick pretty much every time.
So this was just unusually hard, though.
Yes, because the wind was just whipping like crazy.
What's harder, kicking in the wind or the rain?
Yeah, everyone thinks I like to kick in the rain. I jokingly said on the sidelines that the wind was so bad that I wished it was raining. But I don't know. Kicking a wet ball is not fun either. But honestly, I would rather kick in the rain.
Nick, when you go 5 for 5 against Florida State in the downpour last year, I mean, that's going to make people think you like kicking in the rain.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Nick, if you guys talked about being back on your home field, it's been, I don't know how many weeks it's been, but will that serve as a little motivation as well? Obviously, and some of the seniors are playing in their last game.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's the seniors, some of the seniors' last game. Thankfully, we're getting a couple kids back, which is huge, but we definitely want to send out everyone this is their final game. We'll send them out on a high note, playing the last game at Truist Field. So I think it's going to feel good to be back, get some of our fans in the stands, and just be back and get back to normal.
Nick, with the type of season you guys have had, all the challenges, going to a bowl game, would that be like a sense of accomplishment? I mean, what would that mean with everything that you guys have gone through this year?
Yeah, I think it would be a big accomplishment. Just with everything that we've gone through this year with COVID and having to cancel and reschedule games and people coming in and out of contact tracing, I think it shows a lot of perseverance and just this team in general, how we've had to push through everything. So I think it would be a huge accomplishment for us, the coaching staff, support staff, and just everyone that's had to stick through this virus and just get through it all the way to the end of the season.
Nick, what's been the hardest part? I know you just mentioned a bunch of stuff you guys had to go through, but in your mind, when you look at the whole team, what's been the hardest part, you think?
With the virus?
Yeah.
I guess just not being able to be around each other as much outside of practice. Because, I mean, normally, like, after practice, you go get some lunch with your buddies and, like, the team hangs out and does stuff outside of football. But, I mean, we haven't really been allowed to do that. I mean, we're all in a hotel now, and we're supposed to stay in our own rooms. If it was normal and we were all in hotels, we'd probably be hanging out, watching movies, playing video games, but that just can't happen. So it's definitely different this year.
Nick, I know you're usually pretty up to speed on other kicking situations around the country, so I'm curious what your thoughts on Sarah Fuller was at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really cool. I have a little sister, so it's pretty cool. She can see that and see, like, look at that. You could do what your brother's doing. I thought it was awesome.
Were you out there trying to explain to people that the squib kick was actually what she was coached to do and it wasn't just a bad kickoff?
Yeah, I had so many people coming up to me and saying, like, oh, wow, they put her out there and she shanked it. I was like, no, she didn't shank it. I mean, that was obviously on purpose. You can actually, in one of the videos that Vanderbilt posted, the coach was actually walking her through, like, how he wanted it. And from what I heard, that's exactly what he wanted. So I think she did a great job.
So does your sister want to kick like you now? Did the process work?
I think she probably would be a cheerleader before she'd be a kicker.
You guys all good with Nick? Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks, Nick.
How you guys doing?
So Keegan, wanted to ask you: are you one of the seniors that will be playing in your last game on Saturday, and head out into the real world after that?
Yeah, it's been a good 5 years, but yeah, it's coming to a close. So this will be my last game. Really excited for it, and just really happy with my time at Wake, and hopefully send it out at home on the right note.
And I asked Nick about this, and since you've been here, you guys have gone to a bowl game every year, and that's something Wake hasn't done, 4 in a row, and now possibly a 5th. I mean, why is that? Why do you think they've been you guys have been able to be so consistent and get to that bowl game every year?
I think it starts on the top. Coach Clausen, drills, every single day. If we're going out to play, we're going out to win. And also, I think it's just a big goal, for our program. Starting the season, we want to win. We want to win every single game. And, with winning comes, things at the end of the season like bowl games. And, ultimately, that's what we want to do. We want to win bowl games. We want to get to the ACC championship. And, we just got our sights set on, winning seasons. And, that just kind of starts from, the culture that Coach Clausen instills and, the coaches every single day going out to practice. We want to win.
Do you find anybody that is surprised that you guys have gone to 4 in a row, maybe that don't know the program as well, or anybody back home or anything like that? Because I'm sure a lot of people don't know outside the program that you guys are heading to number 5 in a row.
Yeah, I would say, anyone outside of the program is probably shocked, but, everyone in this facility, like nobody's shocked. We know we got a good team. We know we're capable of winning bowl games, going to bowl games. And so I would say, if you're not, in the Wake Forest program, you might be shocked, but, to us, it's not a shock. It's an expectation.
Keegan, how strange was it to play your first game in a month and take a month off in the middle of a football season?
Yeah, it was definitely strange. Just getting out of the routine, waking up on Tuesday, having practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a game on Saturday, and then just doing it all again the next week. It was almost like having like 3 or 4 bye weeks in a row. That was strange, just getting out of the routine, getting out of the rhythm. But, it was good to be back, good to be playing again. And so anytime we get the opportunity to play, we want to take advantage of it.
Does this week feel a lot more routine than last week did?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just starting, with the weekend coming off a game, just getting our bodies back right, getting back in the swing of things, Sunday practice, it's been a while since we did that. And then obviously a Tuesday practice, just getting back in the routine of being in a game week. I think it's better for the guys. Everyone likes playing. Everyone, likes being back. Not playing it's kind of a bummer, but, it's good to be back in the rhythm and playing football again.
This is going to sound weird, but is there almost some thankfulness that you guys are sore off of a game instead of having sat around all weekend without anybody to play?
Yeah, it was nice being sore from football instead of being sore from, not doing stuff for a while. Being in the hotel, not being able to come out, work out, run, practice every single day is definitely weird. But, having some soreness from playing the games, it's always nice.
Keegan, what's been the most difficult part of this season for you personally?
Me personally, I would probably say, just kind of being in the locker room, not being able to hang out with the guys, mask on, hurrying up, getting out of the locker room, kind of, Nick kind of said it, just being in the hotel, kind of being away from everybody else. Usually that's one thing over my time at Wake that, we've gotten real close as a team. You got a lot of close friends that, like to hang out after practice, before games, hanging out in the hotel after games. I would just say that's the weirdest thing, not being able to hang out with the guys, especially some of the freshmen. Getting to know them was a little bit difficult in the beginning of the season, just with, living in the dorms away from each other and now living in the hotel. It's definitely strange, but, it's just another challenge, another opportunity to overcome.
There's been 3 teams in the ACC at least that have opted out of the bowl games. Why do you think you guys are still wanting to play in a bowl game? Why do you think that is?
I think Coach Clausen, recruits guys that are competitive, recruits guys that love football. And I think that's just part of the culture at Wake. Anytime we get an opportunity to play a game, we want to take it. So, yeah, I mean, if there's an opportunity to play a bowl game, I know myself included, as long as there's a game to be played, I want to play. I know a lot of other guys on the team want to play. And So if there's a chance to play, we definitely want to take that.
Have you heard where you guys may end up?
Yeah, I know it all depends on, who wins, who loses, stuff like that, whether we'll be in Charlotte, Florida, all over the place. I think necessarily the location or the bowl game is as important as, actually getting there and, playing. And so, with COVID and not being able to play some games, as long as we have the opportunity to play and we actually get there and play the game, I think that's the most important thing to us.
Keegan, what would it mean to play in a bowl game, dealing with everything that you guys have dealt with this year and the challenges that you guys have gone through?
I definitely think it's a big accomplishment. Like we've been all talking about, going through COVID and not playing games and not being able to hang out with each other and, just the weirdness of the 2020 season. I think it would be a great way to end the season, especially for the seniors. It'd be our last season and going out on a bowl game, that'd be really awesome. And, if we get, the opportunity to win that game, we definitely want to take that. And so it'd be a good way to, kind of wrap the season up with a big accomplishment, especially with all the challenges we've had to overcome.
So do you have four bowl rings? Is that right?
Yeah, 4 bowl rings and then the big 4 ring. I would say that's probably my favorite ring I have.
Right. Now, where are those rings? They just at home or keep them?
Yeah, I got them back home. I've got one of the rings. It was the pinstripe bowl ring we got from last year. I haven't been home since we got that, since I came back here. So I got that one, but that one's probably at the bottom of my list, not being a win. But yeah, all the rest of the rings are back home.
You're going for a 6th ring is what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Would definitely like that.
You guys all good? All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And then we'll see you guys at about 2:00 for Brandon Chapman and all.